What up everybody, Deathwing here. So if you guys don't know, chapter 859 of One Piece has dropped. If you guys haven't read it, read that already because I would be discussing that chapter with you guys. So this chapter was just unexpected and we didn't expect it to come today itself. Well, we got to know about spoilers, and after the spoilers, after 10 hours of that, we got to read the chapter. That was just insanely quick. I don't know why that happened, but it happened for the best, I guess. And in this chapter, we get to know about the plan, the execution plan, the assassination plan of Big Mom that's gonna get executed during the tea party in couple of hours. So what the plan is, this plan is basically based on Caesar's power, and without Caesar, it's uncertain that whether or not the plan can be made like that or not, because the plan consists of Caesar's poison, the very dangerous poison. Even 0.6 milligram of it can make an average person fall, but they are using 3 shots of 5 grams of that poison. So it's just gonna be insanely poisonous, and this plan is presumably so perfect that Bege states that he will be able to take down Big Mom's head in just 5 seconds. If you guys just wonder, can you guys just think of taking down a Big Mom in just 5 seconds? No matter how much of unfair advantage you have, you just cannot take out a Yonko's head in 5 seconds, no matter who you are. Even a Yonko cannot take out another Yonko's head in 5 seconds, then who are you talking about? You are just supernovas, just a rising star. You haven't actually accomplished anything yet. So how can you expect yourselves to be that much sure to complete that much of a difficult task? Well, that is just insane. Not gonna happen. For sure, it's not gonna happen. And if you talk about story writing perspective, it just isn't a good story writing thing if you just discuss the plan and make up the plan and you execute the same thing. It's just kind of dumb move. You are just kind of write same thing twice, but it isn't the case. It isn't gonna happen. That's for sure. It just isn't gonna happen. And in this plan, the one who is taking major role is Caesar, obviously, and Caesar has made the deadly poisonous gas bullet, the KX launcher. This plan isn't gonna take place so easily because Big Mom's body is so tough. Due to that poison cannot penetrate Big Mom. So as Bege says, Big Mom's body is just so tough that you cannot penetrate her without meeting certain conditions, and only when those certain conditions are met, then only you can stab or you can hit Big Mom. And Bege just tells this information loud out, and this wakes up his son, and we get to see that Bege is so affectionated towards his son and he loves his family. Well, he isn't like that of a terrible guy as we heard he was. So we got to know about a little information about how the plan is gonna get executed, and that she has an iron body. Well, how would that be penetrated? And that would be by falling a certain person's photograph, and if you just damage it or drop it or make it fall, it will just enrage Big Mom, and Big Mom will scream like a bitch, and then she will release King's Haki, making everyone else unconscious, and she herself will start to get unconscious and would get on her knees, and that would get Big Mom to weaken up her body and loosen up her skin, and then she can be penetrated by the rocket launcher. So this is the basic plan. And that portrait that I just talked about is of Mother Caramel. And Mother Caramel, according to me, who would be Miss Caramel? Well, I can think of many examples. In the video where I reveal the spoilers that what's gonna happen in the chapter, I said that Mother Caramel would be someone who has adopted Big Mom in her younger age. Big Mom didn't have any family, and Miss Caramel probably adopted her and grew her up and took care of her, and then she died. But in this chapter we get to know that there are rumors that Miss Caramel ran away, and there are thoughts in the community that Miss Caramel can be Miss Bakem's, Whitebeard Jr.'s mother. And whom I think that she would be is, she would be someone related to Jewelry Bonnie. Yes guys, she would be either mother of Jewelry Bonnie or something related to her. That's why and by that we will get to know that how Big Mom is affiliated to Jewelry Bonnie, or how Jewelry Bonnie is affiliated to Big Mom, because we have seen the similarities between those two. And that's what I think. And what the actual plan is, Bege will let that happen, let that photo or the portrait fall, and then this will make Big Mom mad, and every one of the Straw Hat and the Alliance would be having an earplug in their ears so that they won't be affected by the Big Mom scream. And after every one of them falls, Big Mom will lose her consciousness, and then she also will start to fall. And then after she gets on her knees, she would bleed her knees, and that would be the opening when Bege would be able to hit Big Mom with the rocket launcher, and at that moment Luffy has to enter the ceremony hall and save Vinsmokes family, and then everyone of them will get inside of the mirror, and through the mirror world they will go to their respective ships, and at that moment the alliance will be broken off. It is easier said than done, guys. It just seems easy, but things aren't gonna go as planned. It has happened many times. It has happened in several movies of One Piece, and the biggest example of a plan being failed, you can take it as Dressrosa. The same thing we can expect for the Whole Cake Island arc, like the Yonko's arc. What I believe is will happen, Luffy would do some kind of ridiculous move, and then we'll get to know that Pudding actually isn't evil. Pudding will somehow assist Capone and Vinsmokes, and Vinsmokes are just not that naive that they will fall for something as small as that. Judge has worked with Vegapunk in the past, and we cannot just underestimate his mindset. So we can obviously expect Vinsmoke to take some kind of action against the Big Mom's plan. So according to me, and I have made a theory about it in the past, probably like 3 months ago. And the theory states that Capone and Vinsmokes have formed an alliance against Big Mom. That theory might work. Well, we also got to know that Pudding is acting strange. Pudding is just thinking about the ceremony, and she's thinking that how she has to alter everyone's memory after the ceremony has taken place to remain as a good girl as she is. So it is kind of controversial topic. Well, people in the community have started to think that Pudding is evil and there is no way that Pudding would be good, but Oda is like, hey, wait a minute guys, how can you just be so sure about that? There is still a possibility that Pudding might betray Big Mom and would turn out to be in Straw Hat's favor. Oda just reminded us in this chapter, and I am a total believer that Pudding isn't evil at all, and she actually is planning to do something in favor of Straw Hats, and that would be because after Pudding met Sanji, she probably realized something or probably fall in love with him. And that's something that, and what I believe is Sanji is aware of Pudding shooting him, so he will just keep his observation hockey on that, he will just dodge it. But according to me, Pudding will aim for somewhere else, and that would just mess up the whole plan from the very beginning. So that's just a thought, guys. I don't know what might happen in the next chapter. When we get in the next chapter, it's gonna get insane. The shit is gonna get loose, everything would just get absolutely reckless, and I don't know that what might happen and what might take place. And also a little information that we get to know is that in every Totland island there is a holiday because of the tea party that's gonna happen. So we get to know about a little information, and also we also get to know about some people were there, and those people were the Germa 66 army, and they were going to be the bodyguards for the Judge Vinsmoke, but they were refused to get into the wedding, and all of them are smiling. Well, the Germa army, if you guys haven't noticed, the Germa army are smiling, and that they're thinking that they probably won't need any kind of protection inside of the wedding, and this would be probably that they are just 100% sure that no one can hurt them, no one can do them anything, and by them I mean Germa Kingdom, the Vinsmokes. And I don't know what might happen, anything might happen at this place, and probably I'm gonna speculate it once and for all, the wedding is gonna start in the next chapter. 860 would be the chapter where the wedding ceremony actually starts, and that would be next week. There are no break next week, and that's a relief. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys like my ideas, then leave a like on this video and tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe if you want to get notified for more One Piece content. And as always, guys, I'm Deathwing, and I'll see you in the next one.